I'm going to show you how I made the Luna Lovegood calendar card. She's my favorite. Luna's my favorite character, and I made this pretty girly calendar page. I really like the pink. I like how sparkly everything is. And I purchased Luna on Etsy from Sunny Studio Creations. It's the Harry Potter Chibi 3 digital file. I don't provide these files because I don't own them. I purchased them, but they don't belong to me, so I cannot share them. But you're welcome to go to Etsy and purchase them for yourself. You'll get all these characters. When you download them to your computer, you'll get an SVG file for cutting. You'll also get the same character in a PNG file that you can use as print then cut, or on something that you wanted to print any way that you really wanted to use it. And it's a digital download, so it just takes a couple of minutes to get the file and to get started. So we're going to go over to Cricut Design Space, and I have already uploaded Luna. I've already uploaded the calendar base that I provide in my blog, and I will also provide this April calendar in my blog. I made it pink to go with my Luna card. I didn't really like it with the brown color that I had been using. So that one's a new calendar, and you can find it on my blog at craftyelena.blog. I'm going to upload Luna as an SVG file, and I'm going to upload Luna as a PNG file, and I'll show you why here in a little bit. So we're just going to insert those things. First thing I'm going to do is take this calendar base and I'm going to turn it white. I like it to be white because it just helps me to see everything that I'm placing on top. It helps guide me a little bit. So I'm going to change the width to 4 inches, which changes the height to 4.715. I'm going to send it to the back. That way everything I place on top, I'll be able to see. So I'm just going to move Luna. This is my PNG file, which is going to be a print then cut file. The reason I don't cut Luna out piece by piece as I do in some of my other calendars is because these eyes do not cut very well and they just look really weird. So I decided to do print then cut. But I like the Spectre specs to be glitter. So I go ahead and upload this SVG file. I'm going to ungroup all the parts, and I want to keep her Spectre specs, and I want to keep her wand. I'm getting rid of all of the rest of it. So I'm just deleting it because I don't need any of this. I want her wand. Don't need that. Okay, there's her wand. I'm going to get rid of all of her hair, her skin. Now here I just want to get rid of all of her clothing, but I don't want to get rid of the pink Spectre specs. Alright, so I have her Spectre specs, which we're going to cut out in glitter and glue over the top of her printed Spectre specs. It makes a little bit of a 3D effect. I really like the way it looks. And I'm going to make her wand a little bit bigger. So she's going to, in my design, she's going to be holding her wand. We don't need this outline. All right, so there's Luna. And I'm going to group her Spectre specs, her hair, or her body, and her wand. That way, if I want to resize them, I resize everything at the same time. If I want to move things around, I can move them all around at the same time. So I'm going to just eyeball the size as I do this, and I usually change the size several times. So I don't really give specific sizes because I've done this different every single time I've made it. I just base it on what I think looks good. I'm going to make this calendar just about 2.5 inches wide, a little bit more than that, but there we go. Now, I have Cricut Access, so I have a lot of images that I can subscribe to. So there's a banner here in Cricut Access that I really like. And it is right here. So I'm going to insert that. I'm going to make it pink. and it's going to go over the top here. And I'm going to make it really big right now just because I'm going to add the saying to it, and it just makes it easier for me to see and place everything if it's bigger. So I'm going to be using the Amelia font. I can't remember if this is a free font that I got or a font that I purchased. If you don't have the Amelia font or you can't find the Amelia font, you can use a different script font. I just like how Luna-ish it is. So I'm just going to do my saying. I'm going to duplicate that. Okay, you're just as sane as I am is going to be my saying. I'll turn it white. Okay. So then I'm just going to angle these. And of course, like most script fonts, the letters aren't joined, so I'm going to have to join them. And the way you do that is to ungroup the letters. So I'll highlight the letters, I will ungroup them, and then I'm just going to move them together. With this font, especially because it's Luna, she never wants everything to be normal, so we're going to make this just not super even, just make it a little more whimsical and fun. I do want to make sure that I at least get my letters so that they overlap with the right ending and start the next letter. So it actually looks like writing. I don't want them to be unjoined. I want them to look like a script. So what I do once I've gotten my letters together, I can see that this one's not quite far enough over yet to join up. Okay. Once I do that, then I'm going to weld, and I just do one word at a time. That way, if I want to move a word around, I can still move it around. So there's my first 3 letters. Now I'm going to just do the same process with the rest. Oops. Ungroup it and move my letters together. Sometimes I make this really, really big just because it makes it easier to see the joined letters. You can always just use the zoom option so you can really see that you've got the letters together. Okay, that's good. So now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to weld my words. This S isn't over far enough. Alright, you're just as sane as I am. Okay, they're all welded. So now I'm just going to move them around a little bit until I get them looking like I want them to look. I just want this to be over here on this side. Okay. I'm liking the way that looks. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to highlight all of these. And I am going to turn it into a print then cut file by flattening it. And there you go. You're just as sane as I am. I'm just going to go over, and I'm going to let my calendar overlap this saying a little bit, so I'm going to bring it to the front just so I can see how I need to size this. Bring everything down because I got to the top of the screen. It wouldn't let me move it up. And I let Luna hang off the side a little bit. That's all right. All right. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. Now I can see that I'm going to be able to see my saying. I'm going to be able to see the holes where my binders rings go, and that looks good. So now that I've done that, I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it as Luna Lovegood. Now that I've done that, I'm ready to make my project. I don't know where it went. There it is. All right, now I'm going to click Make It, print and cut our cardstock, our Luna's wand, and Luna's Spectre Specs that we're going to cut out of glitter cardstock. Now that we've cut everything out, we're ready to start putting our Luna calendar together, and it is such a simple calendar. Basically, we have our calendar base that we cut out of cardstock. I used a pretty good heavy cardstock, so you could use this as your calendar without chipboard, but I like the stability of having chipboard, so I cut one of the templates out of chipboard first, and then I'm just going to glue the cardstock onto my chipboard. And again, I always tell everyone I use art glitter glue. I usually get it in bottles like this. I love this size of bottle, and I love the fine tip, the metal fine tip. It just helps to put a really thin, accurate layer of glue on your paper crafts. So I'm just going to glue this backing on. I'm going to kind of just blind place everything. I'm going to trim this calendar, and it's pink and it's glittery, and I want it to be a little even more girly, so I'm going to frame this calendar page in glitter cardstock. So I'm just going to cut this pink outline off. When it prints, it never prints and cuts the outline perfectly. It always leaves some off, so I usually just trim that part off. So there's my calendar trimmed, and I'm just going to use my corner punch to round my corners. And now I'm just going to eyeball my glitter cardstock. I'm going to glue this guy to my pink glitter cardstock. I love this pink glitter cardstock. It's so girly. It just reminds me of something Luna would really like. Now I'm just going to trim that. And it's better to trim too much than to trim it, or trim a little extra than to trim it too much. Because you can always trim a little bit more. You can't add to it once you've taken it off. So I'm going to continue trimming just a little bit this There's a piece of cardstock down in there that doesn't want to come out. There we go. Just to make sure I get a nice clean cut. Alright, that looks good. Now I'm going to use my corner punch and round that again. Alright, that looks great. Now I'm going to blind place my pieces, just so I know where I want to have them. And I like to let Luna just hang off just a little bit, just to give it a little bit more of a 3D look. Her Spectre specks are going to go right there. And then I'm going to place my saying, "You're just as sane as I am," right on top there. So I want to put my saying down first because my calendar is actually going to come over the top of it just a little bit. So once I figure out exactly where I'm going to place that, I'll glue that down. But I want to, just to give it a little more detail, I'm going to outline this with pink just a little bit, just to give it a tiny bit more dimension. You don't have to do every little bit, but it looked a little flat to me when I did it without some shading on the outside. Just whatever you like, whatever you think looks good. I think that's pretty good. Okay. All right, I like it just like that. I like these little pieces coming off, sticking out. So I'm just going to take my glue. I just try to keep, I'm going to glue one side down, keep a finger on here just so it doesn't move around too much. Alright, I'm just going to glue that. Now I'll glue the other half down. It is going to stick out here, so I don't need to put glue clear on the outside. I'll just give it a second to dry a little bit. Now I'm going to glue down my calendar. Just figure out where I want that. Make sure I can still see my S, the word sane. I just want to place it just below that. Now I'm going to glue down my Luna. This was print and cut. And I'll glue down her Spectre specs that I absolutely love. I love that we cut these out of glitter cardstock. It just adds so much to the design. Makes it so much more Luna-esque. Alright. Let's place those down. That really does it. That really sets it off. And now all I have left to glue down is Luna's wand. This is a really tiny piece, and I don't know if you can see this very well, but I cut this out of a vellum that was bronze metallic, and I actually have a Luna wand, and it looks a lot like this, so I was really pleased with the way it cut out of that vellum. It did a really great job for something that's so small. When I have a really small, skinny piece like this, I always just dab a little bit of glue and then run it through the glue, because it's just so hard to get the right amount of glue on a teeny tiny piece. And now I'm just going to put the wand in Luna's hand. And that is it. That's the Luna calendar page, and it is my favorite. Luna's my favorite character. I think it has lots of whimsy. It looks like Luna would like the page to look.